Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the University of Portsmouth graduation ceremony. Before the ceremony begins, we would like to share with you some of our students' achievements. Please enjoy our short Alumni Association video.
At the time that I was at Portsmouth, I think it helped me realise my ambition. I came in a normal working class girl from Reading. I think I found my voice when I was at Portsmouth.
Excited.
Nervous.
Relief.
Adventurous.
My very first day at Portsmouth, there was a mixture of trepidation. I was moving away from home for the first time.
It was quite daunting. I hadn't been in a place with that many people, but that soon flipped around because you realise everyone else is more scared than you are.
My fondest memories of my time at Portsmouth have been the friendships that I've made and also just being inspired in the lectures.
It was so exciting to be at uni and be straight away in like a live broadcast environment, and that first initial memory has sort of sparked something that hopefully I'll continue for the rest of my life.
It's definitely made me a confident young lady that can go forward now, and I wouldn't really hesitate to take on anything in life.
The emotion I felt when I was sitting in graduation hall was something surreal. It was the end result of a lot of hard work.
I can remember all of those days sat down thinking, I don't understand what I'm writing about here, or I don't know how to reference. Thinking back to how far I'd come along the whole journey, and then handing that piece in and then receiving the results, it was a very special moment. It's been an amazing experience. If I could do it all again, I would.
What excites me the most for the future is that I can be part of what I was thinking of being when I was studying university, actually make those bridges and those buildings and say that I've done this and feel quite great for it.
Since I graduated from Portsmouth, I haven't been able to keep away. I've kept in touch with the alumni team. I've done some volunteering with them, so I've been back a couple of times to Facebook Lives, so I've hosted some events.
The careers and employability, they went above and beyond. And to know that they were there for 5 years after I finished university helped with the pressure of the real world.
I benefited from the postgraduate scholarship, and I think that has been amazing in terms of making it easier and less stressful to go and do a master.
It isn't the end of your journey in Portsmouth. Portsmouth will always be here for you, and as an alumni, there is so much more to offer.
I am incredibly proud to always be part of Portsmouth. It is part of my soul. It's part of who I am today. It's made me who I am today, and to be able to go back and keep giving back is great.
This is an important day in the life of the university, a day to celebrate the success of our graduates. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you to this ceremony and to formally declare the congregation of this university open. Please be seated.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies, gentlemen and graduands, it is a great privilege to welcome you to our university and to our city for this great event. Graduation is a special time for our students, for their families and for their friends, and for those of us who work at the university, it is a point in the year when we get to celebrate all of the wonderful successes and achievements that our graduating students have had. For our graduating students, today marks an important point in the journey of your lives. After today, many of you will go straight into the careers you have been studying for and aspiring to. Some of you may still be thinking about what you really want to do, and some of you may be off on some adventure, possibly to travel or live in another country. I know that some of you will continue to carry on studying here with us at Portsmouth or possibly even somewhere else. For most of you, today is your last day with us, having achieved what you set out to when you arrived here some years ago. Since you have been with us, there have been many challenges. Whilst you will all have faced your own personal challenges, together we had to deal with the pandemic. I know I speak on behalf of all of my colleagues when I say that we have been amazed and overwhelmed by how each and every one of you did your part during the pandemic to keep everyone safe whilst continuing to work hard and creatively through those difficult times. Because you have overcome so many challenges to be here today, it gives me immense pleasure to be able to personally and on behalf of my colleagues at the university congratulate you all on your very well-earned achievement. We are immensely proud of all of you. Today is also a very special day for your family and friends, some of whom are here with you. Family and friends will have seen you grow and go off to university, in many cases moving away from home for the first time. Now they are here with you to celebrate the end of one stage of your journey and the start of another. And this is a very important moment in their lives too. They will have no doubt supported you, worried about you, inspired you, encouraged you, been a shoulder to cry on and a listening ear. Parents, partners, children, wider family, and importantly friends are a vital support network for successful students. So I would like to invite our graduates, if you're able to please stand up, turn and find your guests, or indeed turn to each other, and with a rapturous round of applause, join me in thanking your family and friends. Do please stand, cameras at the readies, mums and dads. Okay, after 3, 1, 2, 3. As I said, graduation is also a special time for my colleagues who over the last several years will have seen you grow intellectually, socially, emotionally, and perhaps most importantly for us, creatively. I know the great part that they have played in your growth and development and the great commitment with which they endeavoured to overcome the many challenges of the pandemic. I hope you will join me in thanking them for all of their work. I hope that as soon-to-be university graduates, you are confident that you are graduating from a university that is recognised as part of a modern global elite of universities tackling the real challenges of the 21st century. We have the best rating for teaching, TEF Gold. We have more academic staff producing more world-class research than ever before. And our research and innovation is helping to make the world a better place. This year, the Faculty of Creative and Cultural Industries completed a £7 million capital investment in a new centre for creative and immersive extended reality. And in the 7-yearly national audit of university research, the majority of our colleagues' work was judged to be world-leading and internationally excellent. Creative enterprise and real-world learning are at the core of the creative technologies teaching. Once again, our graduating students have worked on a wide range of live projects with local, regional and global companies and organisations, including the Royal Artillery, Portsmouth Naval Base Property Trust, Portsmouth City Council, Portsmouth Climate Action Group, IBM Watson and the UK Space Agency. Creative technology student Henry Brenton won Student Entrepreneur of the Year at the Portsmouth News Awards for his company Farfly Media. Henry will soon start work on a film about Ankle Deep Studios, a creative studio initiative for students and graduates set up by creative technologies lecturer and tutor Claire Sambrook at the historic Dockyard. Currently, colleagues and graduates of creative technologies are working on a £630,000 levelling up project to bring creative and immersive technologies to a range of local museums and visitor attractions across the city, including the Mary Rose, the D-Day Story, Victorious and the Spinnaker. It is perhaps no surprise then that this year the Industry Games Association, TIGA, awarded the University of Portsmouth School of Creative Technologies the award for Best Education Institution 2022. The achievements and awards come thick and fast. This morning I had notification that a number of our graduate students have been identified and named TIGA Graduate of the Year Awards, some of them having multiple awards. So congratulations to Jack Dowsell, Emily Everett, Ilya Vassiliou, Naomi Wyron, Lucy Adams, Elliot Gorney, James Smith, Andre Claudiu Tellerez, Prisha Galaboina, Adam Patuk, Lauren Adsel Miller, and Ricky James. What a great achievement that is. Congratulations. We plan more for the university. The university has a vision that by 2030 we will be the top modern university nationally and one of the top 100 universities globally. We hope that as we realise our vision, we will make you even more proud of your association with us. So while today marks a significant milestone in your lives, we hope it means just a change in our lifelong relationship with you. Do please stay in touch with us. Let your teachers and friends here at the university know what you're up to and make great use of our excellent alumni association. Across the world, there are difficult challenges. It can be easy to feel pessimistic or feel anxious, but days like today are a reason for great optimism. When I look at today's graduates, I see passionate, highly skilled people, full of ideas, ready and prepared to reshape our world. Seeing you all today is a very welcome reminder that whatever difficulties we face, our future is in good hands. I hope you feel that too. You will be the future leaders, thinkers, creators, and innovators that this country, and indeed the world, needs. When you are successful, as I am sure you will be, do please know the great pride that your university will take in your success and your achievements. Finally, I urge you to live by the values of your university in all that you do. Be responsible, be open, be ambitious, and never settle for second best. I congratulate you on your awards and wish you every success for your future. The university has resolved to confer the award of Honorary Doctor of the University, honoris causa, upon Dorothy Byrne. Pro Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies, gentlemen and graduates, it gives me great pleasure to present to you Dorothy Byrne for the award of Honorary Doctorate. If you have ever watched Channel 4 News, you will, I think, have seen something of Dorothy Byrne. Dorothy was the head of news and current affairs at Channel 4 Television for 17 years, and during her time there was responsible for news and current affairs programmes that have had truly national and global impact. Having studied philosophy at Manchester University and business studies at Sheffield, Dorothy's early career saw her work on the current affairs programme Granada Reports. This work led to her joining the Granada TV series World in Action, for which she would be producer between 1992 and 1995. Dorothy's impact on this long-running investigative series was immediate. As the only woman at World in Action, her first commissioned programme investigated rape in marriage, something which at that time was not illegal. The investigative and campaigning journalism with which Dorothy's name has since become synonymous is evident in other wide-ranging films and programmes that she has produced. These include The Ballymurphy Precedent, which tells the largely unknown story about the death of 11 people at the hands of the British Army on a Catholic housing estate in Belfast, 1971. Leaving Neverland, a critical investigation of allegations of Michael Jackson's abuse of children. Unmasking Jihadi John, the story of how a young boy from London was radicalised to become an ISIS terrorist. And The Man Putin Couldn't Kill, which uncovers the story of the Russian state's failed attempt in 2020 to assassinate the leading opposition figure, Alexei Navalny. Throughout her career, Dorothy has championed equality, diversity, and education. As a young graduate, she taught as part of voluntary services overseas in northern Nigeria, and as a volunteer on the UK government adult reading scheme On the Move. In her roles at Granada, ITV, and Channel 4, she has supported training programmes with the aim to diversify the voices making programmes. At Channel 4, and in partnership with Leicester de Montfort University, Dorothy introduced the Investigative Journalism Training Scheme and MA programme, specifically to diversify the voices entering the extremely elitist field of investigative journalism. Arguing that people make programmes from their own experience, their own perspective, and from what they know, Dorothy has made clear that her final commission as editor of large at Channel 4, the programme Davina McCall, Sex, Myths and the Menopause, could only have been commissioned due to the fact that she herself was a woman of a particular age and experience. Asking ourselves if a man would have commissioned that programme possibly gives us some small insight into just how many stories we still never get to hear. Whilst the programmes and investigations that Dorothy has initiated, led and made have had great and lasting impacts on our society, her work and career has also made a major contribution to the international profession and standards of television journalism itself. Between 2016 and 2021, she was the first chair of the Ethical Journalism Network's Board of Trustees. This global coalition of over 70 groups of journalists, editors, press owners, and media support groups stands on 5 core principles of ethical journalism: truth and accuracy, independence, fairness and impartiality, humanity, and accountability. These 5 principles were central to Dorothy's 2019 Cockcroft-Rutherford Lecture at the University of Manchester, in which she boldly set herself the task of saving democracy by championing the need for truth and accountability in politics and journalism. In her book of the same year, entitled Trust Me, I'm Not a Politician, A Simple Guide to Saving Democracy, Dorothy argued for the crucial role that honest, ethical journalism played at a time when too many politicians refused journalistic scrutiny and undermined truth in political discourse, something she argued further undermined journalism. In her prestigious MacTaggart Lecture at the Edinburgh Television Festival of 2019, Dorothy described listening to the BBC Radio 4 Today programme as like accidentally walking into a knitting shop in Bournemouth, something I would suggest could never be said about Channel 4's dispatches. Not surprisingly, Dorothy has received many awards in recognition of her work and contribution to news, current affairs, and investigative journalism. She was made a Fellow of the Royal Television Society for her outstanding contribution to television. She also won the BBC Grierson Award for contribution to documentary at the British Documentary Awards, received Outstanding Contribution Award at the Royal Television Society Journalism Awards, was awarded a BAFTA Scotland Award for Outstanding Contribution to Television, and won the Women in Film and Television Award for contribution to television. Importantly, The programmes and the programme makers that Dorothy has commissioned, championed and supported have also gone on to win many awards, including BAFTA, International Emmy and Royal Television Society Awards. Dorothy's presence with us here today continues a long engagement with formal education, having held visiting professorships at the University of Lincoln and De Montfort University, and in 2020 having been a visiting fellow at the Reuters Institute for the Study of Journalism at the University of Oxford. In September 2021, Dorothy left Channel 4 to become the 6th president of Murray Edwards College at the University of Cambridge. Although she still makes programmes and writes articles, one can't help thinking that television's loss is perhaps higher education's gain. One can only speculate on what the experience of working in university has been for Dorothy over the past year, but I have no doubt that she will have asked a lot of questions. Dorothy's ambition and commitment to bring about change and use her position to champion the diversity of talents and skills that we all need for our future is something that we very proudly share here at Portsmouth, and we are inspired by her example. Pro Vice-Chancellor, it is my privilege to present to you Dorothy Byrne for conferral of the degree of Doctor of the University honoris causa.
By the authority of the University, I admit you to the award of Doctor of the University honoris causa.
Thank you very much indeed for this great honour and for your very kind words. And it really is an honour to be associated with one of the most successful and exciting new universities in this country, a university that truly puts its students first. And that cannot be said of all universities, because I think some universities put the institution before the students. And it's a great honour for me to be here to watch brilliant students graduating today. Now, I've been asked to say a few words to give you some tips on life. I'm not sure why I should know more than probably you do. And also to tell you something inspiring. But my first tip is never do what other people tell you to do, unless it's about health and safety and evacuating a building, in which case it's a good job if you do obey. I'm going to tell you a really depressing story to start with. And it's a depressing story about my life, and it really gets bad. But I'm telling it to you because in your lives, really horrible, depressing things will happen to you. And what counts is how you overcome those things. Everybody will tell you that your life is going to be absolutely wonderful, but you yourself have probably guessed that they're just making that up. So I would like to tell you how, when I was not much older than you, in my very early 20s, I had a terrible accident. And it was a motorbike accident, and that would be my second tip. Never go on a motorbike. And I was in full-length plaster for a year, and I was told that I would never work again, and almost certainly not walk in any normal way again, but they wouldn't know for a year. And you can imagine how grim a prospect that was. But they said they had good news for me, which was that I could remain on disability benefit for the rest of my life. And I know that you will have read in right-wing newspapers that lots of people want to live on disability benefit all their lives. Can I tell you now, nobody wants to do that. It is a very grim prospect. So I went along and I gradually walked a bit better, but not very well. And one day I went to the Disability Benefits Office, and I was so depressed, I said, "Will you give me a job?" And they said, "But you don't need a job because you can stay on disability benefit for the rest of your life." And I said, "That is so depressing. I'd rather work in the Disability Benefit Office." Now, that was not necessarily a wise decision. And I don't want to put you off working in a Disability Benefits Office, but in those days, it was a pretty grim sort of place. And it was absolutely full of racists. And I hope that it's not like that anymore. But it was a bad time. I lived in one very small room in Hounslow with a family. It was a bedsit with a family who never spoke to me. And it was really bad. But I decided that I would like to be a journalist. And I started applying for jobs as a journalist. And nobody would give me a job. In fact, one very kind editor wrote and said, "Not only will I not give you a job as a journalist, nobody will give you a job as a journalist." And that would be a further tip I would give you. When people tell you really depressing things like that, they don't know what they're talking about. Because not only did I become a journalist, I became the editor of a television program. And hey, I'm now a president. Although, unlike other presidents, I don't actually bomb other countries or try to overthrow democracy. So I wrote and I wrote and I wrote, and in the end, I sent a very jokey letter to 50 editors, and 49 of them ignored it, and one wrote to me and said, "I thought that letter was really funny," and he gave me a job. So there's another tip. Tell people jokes. But I would like to say it was all hunky-dory from that moment on. I actually only earned £2,000 a year, and I just moved from one tiny little room living with a family who never spoke to me to another. But gradually, I learned to walk again, and I became a journalist, and I entered television. And, you know, the reason I've told you that story is that I know it might not happen to all of you, but it will happen to a few of you, at least, that will be moments when you think, "This is so bad, and I will never be able to rise above it. I will never get anywhere in life." And there were moments when I thought, "I will never rise above this. I will never do anything interesting and exciting in my life." But I was wrong, and just always keep hope in your heart. And especially for you, you are getting a degree from a fantastic university, which has just been said this afternoon, is going up and up in the league tables and in its reputation. And you have your great education and your degree from this brilliant institution to carry with you and to help you in your lives. So I'm going to end with just a few other tips. So my first would be, don't smoke, and if you do smoke, give up now. And that it would be absolutely my key advice to anybody. Secondly, always be in control of your life and don't let other people control you. And plan every element of your life. And I would also say to you that it's not necessary to have children in order to be happy. But if you think you would like to have children, think about how you are going as men and women, non-binary, how you can do that and carry on with a successful career. Don't put your career before your happiness. But finally, when you're in work, people will sometimes urge you to do things that you think are not right. And if you instinctively feel something isn't right, don't do it. Because when everything goes wrong, and for some people it means the police come into the office, you can bet your bottom dollar it'll be the most junior person who ends up carrying the can, and all the people who said to you it's absolutely fine to do that will be nowhere to be seen. So the question that I have always found useful to ask myself is, what would my granny think if she knew that I was doing this? And if, when you ask yourself that question, you think, oh, I wouldn't really be very keen on my granny knowing about this, then don't do it. But that's for your professional life. In your personal life, you should always do something that you would be ashamed to tell your granny. And there is my tips for you, and thank you very much.
Great tips. Thank you, Dorothy. Ladies and gentlemen, we now come to the formal part of the ceremony, and I invite Professor Jeremy Howells and Rebecca Di Pancrazio, the Academic Registrar, to make the formal declarations after which the students will process. They will be congratulated first by Professor Howells, Pro-Vice Chancellor of Research, Innovation and External Relations, and then by myself as the Executive Dean for the Faculty of Creative and Cultural Industries. Before that, though, while we are getting students ready for their procession, we have prepared a short film of congratulations from colleagues across the university.
It is my sincere pleasure to bring you warm wishes and congratulations on your graduation.
Massive congratulations from me to you on completing your degree and becoming a 2022 graduate of the University of Portsmouth.
You have achieved something extraordinary, and the university is very proud of you and your classmates, the class of 22.
Congratulations from the My Portland Uphill team. Whee!
Wishing you all the best for your graduation today and for your future careers. Well done.
On behalf of all of us in CCI, a massive congratulations to all of the 2022 students. We wish you the best for your future.
Congratulations from CCI.
We look forward to seeing you move forward with many more wonderful achievements and milestones in your life ahead. We are committed to supporting you into the future and being part of your onward journey.
You're now part of a global family of more than 250,000 Portsmouth alumni. I'm privileged to be a part of it too. I still remember the sense of pride and happiness from my mum and dad seeing me walk across the stage of the Guildhall.
Congratulations to all of you.
Well done for your achievements. You should be proud of yourself.
Congratulations to everybody and all the best for your futures.
Congratulations from everyone at the chaplaincy team.
Take time to celebrate all you've achieved, the memories you've gathered, the friends you've made, and the person that you've become.
My advice to you is to acknowledge the voices in your head, be attuned to the feelings in your heart, but always trust your gut. You've got this.
I thank you for trusting those precious years to the University of Portsmouth and wish you all the very best for the many exciting things that life will offer you in the future.
It is all about you and celebrating with your friends and family. And remember, you will always be part of Portsmouth. Congratulations on your graduation.
Deputy Vice-Chancellor, as Deputy Academic Registrar, I certify that all those presented at this ceremony have successfully completed their studies and have satisfied all conditions and requirements of the university.
By the authority of the university, I confirm that all those who are duly qualified are hereby admitted to the awards for which they are presented.
Interim Pro-Vice-Chancellor, I present to you the following successful candidates from the School of Creative Technologies. For the award of Higher National Diploma in Creative Media and Technology, Dominic Alexander. Michael Beavis-Lacey. For the award of Bachelor of Arts in Animation, Tizara Afflick Parkins. Anastasia Bogri. Kai Burgess. John Paul Dehan. Madalena Fonseca Protasio. Alexandria Hetherington Keane. Rhys Hewison. Conrad Hopkins. India Horton. Iwana Ilka. Inigo Artesh. Jake Jones. Theodora Karila Nova. Ben Kendall. Florence Kitchener. Angelina Kovacevic. Georgia Neville. Mark Ong. Yulia Valentina Perrin. Alexandra Protopapa. Vishanth Raghunathan. Petros Roussos. Alexandra Spite. Teresa Tran. Oliver Ty. Joshua Westmore. Hannah Warden. Yup Chong Nang. For the award of Bachelor of Science in Computer Animation and Visual Effects, Luke Dacer. Oliver Dale. Alec Davies. João de Azevedo Martins. Henry Dix. Liam Durno. Keith Eitel. Luke Fulgoni. Joseph Hazelwood. Sam Herridge. With the School of Creative Technologies Award for Outstanding BSc Computer Animation and Visual Effects student, Veronica Holak. Matthew Hollins. Cameron Howard. Yuming Huang. Elijah Ismimin. Aidan Kumbaraji. Kai Lewis. Jim Massey. Daria Moruska. Wilson Muraj. Zixuan Ung. Paula Orozco Fernandez. Lewis Quinton. Lucy Redman. Kafai So. Benjamin Stacey. Ephraim Chishemba. Harrison Whitehouse. Kinching Wo. For the award of Bachelor of Science in Computer Games Enterprise, Julian Fedo. Iliana Pilyova. Ward Sadea. For the award of Bachelor of Science in Computer Games Production, with the IBM Prize for Best Creative Technologies Project, with the School of Creative Technologies Award for Best Self-Employment Placement Student, and the Tiger Prize for Outstanding Industry Engagement, Lauren Ansel Miller. Konstantin Mishtalov. With the School of Creative Technologies Award for Outstanding Computer Games Enterprise Student, Adam Patuk. For the award of Bachelor of Science in Computer Games Technology, Lucy Adams. Kieran Ashwell. Harry Bacon. Philip Baker. Bradley Bruin. Anthony Bridgeford. Jacob Schmielas. Ethan Crimes. Ebony Coxvint. Jack Dowsall. Harley Driver. Emily Everett. Prisha Galaboina. Clydas Giedrikas. With the Advanced Games Research Group Award for Best Game Project and the IBM Prize for Best Student in the Emerging Technologies theme, Elliot Gorney. Stephen Handley. Bailey Hill. Nathan Housley. Ricky James. Elliot Jeremy. Alan Jones. Joel Napton. James Lawfoon. Catherine Lynch. Lilia Mazur. Dominic McIntosh. Jack Murray. Christian Paradiso. Summer Phelps. Caleb Phillips. Scott Rainback. Oliver Rickard. Ayin Shahabi Sinik Baba. Benjamin Silverson. James Smith. James Steddle. Owain Thomas. Thank you. Konstantinos Tamagidis. With the School of Creative Technologies Award for Outstanding Computer Games Technology student, Iliana Vasiliou. Sebastian Winter. Naomi Wirren. Toby Zondfleet. For the award of Bachelor of Science in Creative Media Technologies, Charlotte Abbott. Lewis Cosby. Charlize Driscoll Bennett. Orwell Elvis. Tilly Fox. Bazen Haile Selassie. Jamie Kempster. Georgia Kenny. Manassi Makun Kulkarni. With the School of Creative Technologies Award for Outstanding Creative Media Technology student, Jessica Lewis. Karen Makadangdang Kabasa. Janelle Manafova. Max Moy. Shay Corty. Jessica Quaynor. With the School of Creative Technologies Award for Outstanding Creative Media Technologies student, Jamie Lee Searle. Isabella Zonopoulos. Reda Shimbaleta. For the award of Bachelor of Science in Digital Media, Ben Allen. Lauren Armstrong. Reese Bell. Cameron Bew. Kieran Chambers. Adam Chua. Hayden Comley. Daisy Evans. Kainek Gan. Jacob Gibbons. Francis Guzman. Valentin Ifteni. Ishmael Kotai. Beth Medlicott Foster. Edward Nichols. With the School of Creative Technologies Award for Best Placement Student and the School of Creative Technologies Award for Outstanding Digital Media Student, Julia Parella Argeles. Elliot Richmond. Daniel Spekjalski. Gamondech Sritecha. Eloise Townsend. Nirjan Yolju. For the award of Bachelor of Science in Music and Sound Technology, Oliver Armstrong. For the award of Bachelor of Science in Virtual and Augmented Reality, Joseph Ventry. For the award of Master of Science in Computer Animation, Leandro Andres Cuberos Garrett. Eric Kerr. Jakał Piplitsa. For the award of Master of Science in Computer Games Technology, with the School of Creative Technologies Award for Best MSc Creative Technologies Project, Paolo Fortuna. Yanis Georgiou. Joe Green. Jack Nola. Paulina Mellon. Lucas Morton. William Ogasawara. Emily Salisbury. Douglas Wager. Finley Whitfield. For the award of Master of Science in Creative Technologies, Daniel Aslam. Tiernan McCarthy. For the award of Master of Science in Digital Media, Felicity Besson. Craig Holden. Samuel Olalekun Iyola. Emmanuel Ranev. With the School of Creative Technologies Award for Best MSc Digital Media Dissertation, Jamie Wernham. For the award of Doctor of Philosophy in Creative Technologies, Teamwork in Virtual Environments, an empirical investigation of the effects of immersion, presence, and psychological fidelity in synthetic team training. Beata Naomi Balint. For the award of Doctor of Philosophy in Creative Technologies, Interpreting Social Responses to Violence Using Flow and Presence in a Video Game, Terence Carnell. For the award of Doctor of Philosophy in Creative Technologies, Cognitive Psychological Principles for Game Design to Facilitate Narrative Interpretation as Play, Matthew Higgins. For the award of Doctor of Philosophy in Creative Technologies, the effective preservation of archaeological virtual reconstructions, Panagiotis Papageorgiou. For the award of Doctor of Philosophy in Creative Technologies, the use of automated center of mass nodes for dynamic grounded and airborne keyframe animation, Ken Pitts. For the award of Doctor of Philosophy in Creative Technologies, exploring cross-modal processing between vision and touch in virtual mirror therapy for use in phantom limb pain rehabilitation, Dion Willis. Interim Pro Vice-Chancellor. This concludes the presentation of students from the School of Creative Technologies. Interim Pro Vice-Chancellor, I present to you the following successful candidates from the Institute of Criminal Justice Studies. For the award of Bachelor of Arts in Community Justice Studies, Rachel Long. Interim Pro Vice-Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of students from the Institute of Criminal Justice Studies and for this ceremony. Thank you.
Pro Vice-Chancellor, I present to you India Horton to respond to the University on behalf of our graduates.
Interim Pro Vice-Chancellor, esteemed guests, thank you for joining us here today on this wonderful and momentous occasion. On behalf of the graduates with whom I proudly share this stage, I would like to say a huge congratulations. What a milestone to be commemorating today. The meaning of the word together has changed significantly over the past few years. It once merely implied the act of sharing a space, but now it holds a greater importance in our lives. Together, we are here to celebrate a journey defined by perseverance and hope. Our journeys began on separate paths and converged when we attended the University of Portsmouth. From day one, bonds were formed, friendships made. We held on to these ties to one another when the pandemic began in 2020. Though physically apart, we maintained personal and professional ties to one another through a digital format. Though from different courses, it is our passion and creativity that unites us. To quote Deepak Chopra, what keeps life fascinating is the constant creativity of the soul. Not only were we united through Zoom or art, we were also united by our love for our courses. Whether in different time zones, it did not matter, because we students had a common goal: to conceive of a future where we would all one day be sharing a stage, ready to face a world full of exciting opportunities. When the world came to a standstill, so many individuals at the university worked tirelessly to ensure that our vision for an optimistic future remained intact. Which leads me to saying thank you to the teaching staff, the student union, the international office, and those who work for the University of Portsmouth, who made our goals a reality. So I would like to conclude this speech with a quote by Fyodor Dostoevsky. And even though we may be involved with the most important affairs, let us never forget how good we all once felt here, all together, united by such good and kind feelings. Thank you.
It is at this point in the ceremony that we would normally hear from our Chancellor, Karen Blackett, who is unfortunately unable to be with us today. She never likes to miss a graduation ceremony, so let's hear a specially recorded message from Karen.
Hi, I'm Karen Blackett and I am the Chancellor of the University. Massive congratulations from me to you on completing your degree and becoming a 2022 graduate of the University of Portsmouth. We have something in common. I am also a graduate of the university and have been where you are today, albeit nearly 30 years ago. Although it was a very long time ago, I still remember the sense of pride and happiness from my mum and dad seeing me walk across the stage of the Guildhall. They were first-generation immigrants from Barbados to the UK, and my graduation was a huge achievement for them both, not just me. I also remember my own overwhelming feeling of relief and happiness that I had done it, but also slight trepidation about what was next. Getting my degree was the first big step in a lifelong journey of learning, and I continue to learn and develop every single day. Graduating is an amazing achievement. I hope you take the time to pause for a moment and really celebrate. Take the time to reflect on what you have just accomplished and your time at Portsmouth. Please share your stories of your next steps. We love to hear about the great things our graduates are doing as it inspires the next generation. Now, as you enter the next phase of your lifelong journey of learning, you will face constant changes. There will be many highs, but there will also be bumps in the road. The socio-political environment we find ourselves in today may be bringing some anxiety. The outbreak of war in the Ukraine, rising inflation, and the cost of living are all real challenges that we face. This environment, combined with the constant arrival of new technological developments, innovations, and changes in ways of working, means that we find ourselves living constantly in what psychologists call the learning dip. During the period when you are learning something new, your performance will naturally dip. But over time, as you get more experience, your performance rises again. The issue for all of us, however, is that we're constantly having to learn new things as the world is changing so quickly. Hence, we are constantly being plunged into the dip, which can trigger fear and worry. Worry that we will initially not be totally competent and that we'll get ourselves into trouble as a result. This naturally affects our confidence. So, when this happens, I want you to remember something for me. Whenever you feel like you can't, I want you to turn that thought into, I can't yet. Because you will be able to do it, whatever it is. With the right support, encouragement, and perseverance, you can and you will achieve. You have so much to offer. We believe in you. I believe in you. The university will be there to support you and be your cheerleaders. You're now part of a global family of more than 250,000 Portsmouth alumni. I'm privileged to be a part of it too. Make the most of the wonderful connections, networks and mentoring that this community opens up. You will have times ahead where you are not sure about what the right decision is. What is the right thing to do? My advice to you is to acknowledge the voices in your head, be attuned to the feelings in your heart, but always, always trust your gut. You've got this. Now, one last thing, and it's important. Please take the time to look up from your screens and look around you. Really look. You can change the world by starting with the world immediately around you. You have the ability to make it a much, much better place. I genuinely believe that every single one of us has a superpower inside us. Find it, nurture it, and use it. That is an amazing gift, and please use it wisely. I'm really relying on you to do this. But right now, however, it's all about you and celebrating with your friends and family. Enjoy, you deserve it, and remember, you will always be part of Portsmouth. Congratulations in graduating in 2022.
I want to add my congratulations to all of those of you who've graduated today, and also to all those of you who've supported the graduates whilst they studied at the university. Thank you. I now declare this congregation closed. Please be upstanding for the academic procession. Thank you.